Today's episode is sponsored by Turner Construction. At Turner Construction, we plan and deliver building projects of all types and sizes. Schools and hospitals, stadiums and museums, airports, data centers, offices, and more, throughout North America and in 30 countries around the world. From boring projects like excavating pipes in Atlanta to riveting ones like building bridges in Chicago, our reputation across the world is one of groundbreaking innovation. As we like to say, there are only two seasons, winter and construction. Call Turner at 212-229-6000 to get a quote today.
Hey guys, welcome back to What They Don't Tell You, where we talk about things people don't tell you. This podcast aims to uncover all the things you don't know, things that lie on the down low at Georgia Tech. My name is Alya, and I'm a first-year neuroscience major, so I just got here. This is my co-host, Mariana.
Hi, I'm a first-year international affairs major.
Today's topic of discussion is a hot one. I'm sure many of you Georgia Tech students have noticed a little additional noise as of late. Some new bright orange is adorning campus, and you might have started to take a different route up Freshman Hill. That's right. Today we are discussing the much hated, very annoying, constantly imposing construction around campus.
Also, we have some very special guests who are experts on the topic of how annoying construction is. Please welcome two Georgia Tech students, Nitya, a first-year industrial engineering major, and Sebastian, a first-year civil engineering major.
Now let's get started. We'll start with Sebastian.
He's reporting live from Freshman Hill, giving us a first glimpse into what life is really like at Tech.
Sebastian here, reporting to you live from Freshman Hill. It is currently 8:20 a.m. and I'm on my way to Physics 2 lecture. There are currently 6 active construction sites on the way up the hill, and I am walking in the middle of the road so I don't have to cross the street 7 times on the way up. Let's hope I don't get killed. Back to you in the studio.
Damn, that seems like you're having a really difficult time.
Thank you so much for that rant. Moving on, we will now have another victim of this reconstruction occurring on campus. Please give it up for Nitya.
Thanks. So, you've recently had a Calculus 3 midterm at 8:25 in the morning, and you live on West Campus, so you have to leave at 7:30 in the morning to get over there. How's that experience?
Well, to start, have you seen the entire staircase that is blocked off by the Student Center? Georgia Tech has decided to build a memorial to all of the women who have graduated from Georgia Tech. However, the ratio at this school is awful. 60-40 ratio of men to women. That is awful. How about, instead of making an annoying statue, we admit more women, GT? So, already I had to take an alternative path through the Student Center, and I finally got to Skiles ready to take my test. And as soon as I start, guess what? Jackhammering. The entire 50 minutes. Needless to say, I could barely concentrate.
So real. Now back to Sebastian, live from Freshman Hill.
Yeah, me too. I have a math studio in Skiles right before lunch, and all I want is to go to Britain to get some food and for the construction noises outside the window to stop so I can take my math quizzes in peace.
Actually, I too have something to add to this. My history class is also in Skiles, and for a while, there was so much construction by one of the entrances that I usually walk through, but because of the construction, it would take longer for me to get to class. Also, my history class is right next to that entrance, so during the class, I could barely hear my professor over the incessant jackhammering. No one could concentrate, and my professor would have to stop the lecture constantly. It was so irritating.
That's completely understandable. Your feelings are so valid. I have a similar experience as well. In fact, for my history class in East Architecture, there's incessant construction coming from directly behind the professor. And though I love Dr. Fleming, he has a light voice, so I hear nothing. And I struggle to take notes in a class that is basically fully based on 3 data points, 2 midterms, and a final. I am so cooked.
We'd like to take a break to thank the sponsor of this podcast, Georgia Tech Infrastructure. Are you thinking of applying to tech but are put off by the bright orange everywhere? Well, it may look like a construction zone right now, but lucky for you, you don't currently go here. The brand new Freshman Hill and Women's Tribute Statue will be done just in time for you, future Yellow Jackets. Enjoy a beautiful campus constructed by Georgia R+ Tech Infrastructure with world-class education and food. If you'd like to apply, please visit our website, www.godtech.edu.
Thank you, Georgia Tech Infrastructure. This podcast would not be possible without you. Now, back to Nitya. How do you feel about the new bus stops?
New is a very nice word. Annoying is more like it. I used to take the bus to eat at Britain or go to class. Willage is just really not cutting it. And now I have to take the most dangerous route possible to even get to the bus stop. They've moved it from the edge of the road to the middle of the road. What do they want me to do, die?
Absolutely. Yes, that's the goal.
And if I want to walk down the road with Candetta on it, I have to cross the road a minimum of 3 times just to get to class. Measly calculus. Calculus is really not worth all of that, yet I still do it. I'm shaking my head at the thought.
Very well said. I think we've gotten enough testimonies from the students at Georgia Tech to know one thing. The construction is a huge hindrance to everyday life. From this, we can learn that background noise is just a part of everyday life. And at some point, we have learned to just tune it out. To live without distraction, one must accept that the jackhammering, drilling, and sawing are here to stay for the foreseeable future. But at what cost? Students like the ones at Georgia Tech are subject to this unpleasant sound.
For real, apart from being just plain annoying, it does have an impact on our well-being, something that is often overlooked. It affects our ability to concentrate in class, studying in our thin-walled dorms, and disturbs our sleep patterns. Because of this, we may experience headaches. Actually, we do. Fatigue, and eventually hearing impairment when we're old. There should be more care taken to schedule construction during non-class hours, create more soundproof measures, create alternative study spaces, and just basically more support service in general. We need it.
And this construction isn't coming from just Georgia Tech. This problem is going on all over Atlanta. To attest to the noises outside of Tech, we have a very special guest calling in. Live from Google, please welcome Lucy.
Hi everyone! So happy I finally have a place where I can express my deep-rooted feelings about the constant construction right outside my place of employment.
I am so sorry to hear that, Lucy.
I'm trying to code the next search engine and I can't concentrate. Don't blame me if you guys are struggling to Google things next week. Blame it on the drilling right outside my first floor office window.
Wow, that seems really awful. We can't have the next generation of software engineers working in a place that gives them headaches now, can we?
We really can't. Now we have an employee at Accenture, John.
Well, I work right next to Georgia Tech, so I also hear all the construction that y'all hear when you're at Skiles. I do not like it. I'm trying to consult for big billionaire clients, and when I open my mouth, it sounds like...
Construction clearly is affecting the mental health and well-being of the students at Tech. College life already comes with its fair share of challenges, from academic pressure to adjusting to a new environment. Add constant construction noise and disruptions into the mix, and it's a recipe for increased stress and anxiety. Mental health among college students is already at an all-time low, with many struggling to balance academics, social life, and personal well-being. To talk about potential solutions, we have brought on a mental health and construction expert, Sally.
Hi everyone, glad to be on the show. So, to improve the current state of things, we suggest a more student-centered approach to scheduling construction activities. Perhaps consider moving construction to times when students are less busy, like during the summer or weekends. This would minimize disruptions to classes, exams, and everyday campus activities. Additionally, enhancing communication between the university and the student body regarding construction timelines and impacts would foster a sense of transparency and understanding. Students need to feel that their concerns are being heard and addressed.
And there you have it. Not only does construction affect Georgia Tech students, but also the hardworking employees that surround the school. The future and the present are at stake, and the only solution is for the construction to end. Hopefully, the fall will be a different story. Stay tuned for what's to come.
Thank you all for listening to What They Don't Tell You. Tune in for next week for a very special episode where we talk about how Georgia Tech students tackle finals and the stress that comes with it.
And that's what they don't tell you about Georgia Tech construction. See you all next week.